Okay, so what we're gonna look at is right here. This guy. This is the 4 pieces I already split up. And the back right V1 should be the piece that printed on the back right quarter panel. Okay, yeah, and you can see the little archway printed into here. So I should be able to walk this I should be able to walk this document back to where it was not like that yet. Let me go bigger. Actions, undo. Maybe it won't let me. I might have to start from the original helmet. Yeah, I'm hitting undo a lot, and it's actually not like undoing. So what we'll do, we'll just split the original helmet again. It'll just take a minute. So open this back up. Okay, so expand this. I'm gonna go edit, plane cut. I'm gonna grab this thing and I wanna rotate it like to the left so it's just straight up and down. So I'm going 90 degrees. If you look like right here is 0, you can kind of see this little wheel, and I'm going to right there. And you'll see it kind of snap into 90. And it'll be right in the middle. So I'm gonna go here, slice keep both, fixed fill, accept. Okay, so I got this piece now, and I can see it is the side that I'm looking to work on. So I'm gonna do another plane cut. I'm gonna grab this thing now, and I wanna rotate it like straight back, or you know what I mean, I guess. Yeah, straight back so that it bisects the helmet like this way. Like that. Interesting. So what I'm seeing right away is what it's about to create is a back piece and a front piece that would like would line up with like the scheme that the second part printed with. So like for instance, the first part that I printed, it was this back part, and it came all the way up to the step of this arch right here. Whereas the way it's trying to separate it now, it's separating it so that this front piece would contain the entire arch with if you look over here at this part that printed, that did, you know, the part that failed, that's what this looks like. So I'm not sure what happened there, but let's go look at that. So I guess worst case scenario, we reprint this back piece according to this plan or whatever, this where this cut gets made. That wouldn't be the worst thing in the world. Let's look at that. Let's go keep both, fixed fill, accept. Okay, yeah, I'm just gonna go export. I'm gonna save this. I just went file, export, STL binary format. I'm gonna call this dome back right V2. Dome back right V2 right there, and then I'm gonna go actions, undo, and then hit this little arrow, just like that, and then I'll say accept, and we'll go file, export. This is a dome front right V2 Okay, and then, because see, I'm still in the helmet, the original helmet. So I'm gonna go. I'm gonna walk back to. I can just go Control Z. Is that it? Or am I still cut? No. Well, let me just do this. If I just close it and I don't save, it'll go back to where it was when I opened it, which was in the right place. Okay, so let's look at Slicer. Slice with it. And we're going to see about getting these STL files converted to G codes so that we can print them up. The first thing I want to try to do, I'm going to print this front right part again, dome front right V2, because the reason why is I want to see if this is going to have the issues that I was having with the one part on the helmet, like the back, it was the back right part on the helmet that kept cutting itself off before. Let's go with lay. I'll hit lay flat first and then I'll tweak it. What was I saying? When we were printing the bottom part of the helmet and that one part kept cutting itself off, and we were trying to get it to stop doing that, and I went back into Mesh Mixer and made the original file. Like I re-sliced it or recut it in Mesh Mixer to just go back to try and go as early as I could in the chain of stuff not working properly. I never could get it to really work right, and we ended up mirroring the other side on the back of the helmet over to the other side. Let's see, 3.8, 226 side, 230, 60. Okay. I never was able to get it to start working right, so I just mirrored the other side. We kind of went with a workaround, which is not the worst thing in the world to do, but I'm concerned that if we have that issue on this part also, it may not be as easy to go with a workaround because the helmet dome is not symmetrical on the left and the right side. The right side that we're working on now, it has a unique feature. Let's see, dome front right V2, save. Okay, and then I'm going to delete this part. Oh wait, no, actually I need to save this slicer file so I don't have to import it again. G codes, slicer files. I'm concerned if we have the same issue with this part again, I need to start scheming on what we're going to do to get around it, because I won't just be able to mirror the other side like I did on the other issue we ran into. So now I'm going to come in here. I'm going to delete this part. I'm going to go open file. What's the other one? Back right V2. Let's go back right V2. Grab this thing. Move it over the build plate. I'm going to hit rotate. Lay flat. Let it lay it as flat as it thinks it needs to be. Turn this back around. Sometimes if it gets over to the side of the screen like that, or you can't see it really good, you can click nothing and then click the part again, and it'll autofocus back on the part. I do that a lot. Move this thing more over here, kinda. It barely fits on there. Well, like this. I'm sure I could turn it. I'm sure I could turn it a little more carefully and get some more stuff to fit on here. In fact, probably need to tweak it a little more this way. Almost there. A little more. Tweak. This part's almost acting like it don't want to fit. I could make it fit by going with a little bit less brim. Let me think about that. It's unusual just doing that. See, it is in the right orientation because I can see the little rail on the bottom, the little groove for the rail. I mean, it almost seems like it's not cut at a 90-degree angle. That's interesting. I'm gonna just to see. I'm gonna delete this part and bring it back in. Back right V2. Move onto the build plate. See, that looks like a 90-degree angle. I think what may have happened is whenever I told it to lay flat, I think it may have rotated it like an odd angle, like basically like what if it rotated it like, 32.946 degrees or something like that. I think that's what may have happened. Go here. Okay, I mean, it's looking like I'm gonna have to go with less brim on this piece just to get it to fit on the build plate, or maybe I could go this way. Hold on, this looks smaller. There you go. Ta-da! See, but now I never hit lay flat, so I'm gonna hit it and see if I can just get back here. Because the first part I printed on this series, I did not click lay flat, and I ended up not having the whole part adhered to the build plate. See, I think I can make this work. Oh yeah. Okay, this is the dome back right V2. Probably got to reprint this one, but whatever. It'll give us some more scraps for the research pile. Save to file. After we G codes. Save. After I glued up the helmet, the bottom part of the helmet last time, there was definitely some like pretty good takeaways from the glue up. It's difficult for me to capture that right now. I don't have like a headset or a tripod or enough like a rig to really like keep the camera where I need it to be whenever I'm doing stuff with both hands. But I'll probably at some point do a video on some glue and stuff, or how I'm getting the gluing done on this stuff. I know there's like probably a lot of other videos out there that cover some of that same stuff, but it's valuable sometimes to get different perspectives. Even an amateur perspective can kind of like shed new light on something you haven't thought of, or an aspect of something that you haven't thought of. So let's see, okay, I need to go the other way. G codes, dome back right V2 and dome front right V2. Copy USB drive. Paste. Okay. And then we'll eject this guy. Okay. So I got some new files made. We're gonna run that back and see if I can assess whatever issue we're having. Also, maybe at some time today at lunch, I got a file set here. I'm gonna see about surfacing the top edge of this rail. Even some of these joints also, see about starting to do some of the finish work to get this helmet ready to get some paint or something like that. Like a lot of these little files can get into little cracks where you want to retain the shape of the profile and not like round something over like you would with a piece of sandpaper or on a popsicle stick or something like that. And essentially I'm just going to get in here and like all the high spots, where there's like a ridge there, we're going to remove that with the file. And then the places where we have gaps, like in here, We're gonna either fill that with like Bondo, like filler, or with super glue. In some cases where we got a big thing like this, we can probably dip some super glue up in there, maybe even from the back side, maybe like dribble some in there and let it kind of work its way through. But what I've kind of run into with super glue right away is if you have a glue joint that's made of super glue and you like introduce more super glue to the glue joint, what it tends to do is kind of like reactivate some of that super glue that was there in the joint previously. And so like on a situation like this, where I have like one little tiny piece of plastic that kind of joins the whole left side and right side of the helmet together, I'm nervous that if I try to add more super glue to this piece, I may be in a situation where I have to like, you know, hold it together again and allow it to set. I haven't tried it yet on super glue that is as cured as this is, because like now this has been glued up for like a whole weekend, almost a week. So at this point, I'm not sure for sure if I would run into the same issue, but just in case I would, I'm gonna try and probably put a little Bondo there. Also, you know, once the top part here gets put on and it's glued in and it's glued to itself down this middle seam, we'll have a lot more surface area adjoining all this these parts structurally. But that's basically where we're at. So, okay, this one ran a little long, but thanks for tuning in. And basically, I'm going to send one of these parts to print, go work on another project. Okay, thanks.